Hello and welcome to Startup Hack. Today we are going to talk about advanced LINQ you must know in C#. So let's jump right in. Make sure to check out the link down below because we always provide the code samples that you can pull down and follow along so you can see in our project. Alright, let's start with LINQ extension methods. LINQ comes with many built-in extension methods, but you can also create your own custom methods to extend LINQ's capabilities. So custom extension methods, by creating your own extension methods, you can encapsulate complex logic and reuse it throughout your application. To create a custom extension method, you need to create a static method in a static class and use the this keyword before the type parameter. So here's example. So the next advanced LINQ is aggregate functions. LINQ provides several aggregate functions to perform operations on collections such as sum, min, max, and average. So number one is count and any. The count function returns the number of elements in a collection that satisfy a given condition, while the any function checks if any element is in the collection satisfy the condition. So here's example. Okay, now number second aggregate functions are sum, min, max, and average. These functions can be used collection of numeric data types or with the selector functions to calculate the aggregate value of a specific property. So these are the examples. The next is group by method. The group by method allows you to group elements in a collection based on a key selector function. The result is a collection of groups, each containing elements with the same key value. So here's example. Alright, the next is group join method. The group join method allows you to perform a group join between two collections based on a key selector function for each collection. So here's an example. Do you want to earn $100,000 a year? Do you want to become a software developer within just 3 months? With our amazing course and awesome tutors, you never have to worry about getting stuck. We help students to learn skills that companies want to hire. We are Startup Hack. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. So let's get started. Okay, now the next is dynamic LINQ queries. Using the dynamic LINQ library, you can create queries at runtime by providing query strings or expression. So dynamic sorting and grouping. Using dynamic LINQ, you can also perform dynamic sorting and grouping of data. So here's example of dynamic order by. To use the dynamic LINQ library, you need to install the system.linq.dynamic.core and you get package. So here's example. Dynamic expression and predicates. With the dynamic LINQ library, you can create dynamic expression and predicates in your LINQ queries. So dynamic example is here, dynamic where. So here's example. Okay, now the next topic for advanced LINQ queries is deferred versus immediate execution. LINQ supports two types of query execution, deferred and immediate. Deferred execution benefits are: deferred execution means that the query is not executed until the results are enumerated. This can lead to performance improvements as the query is only executed when necessary. So here's an example of deferred execution. Now moving towards immediate execution benefits. Immediate execution means that the query is executed as soon as it's defined. This can be useful when the results need to be cached or if the data source might change before the results are enumerated. So here's an example of immediate execution. Alright, moving towards new topic, advanced query operations. LINQ provides several advanced query operators to perform complex operations on collections. So number one is distinct and reverse. The distinct method returns a collection of unique elements based on a specified key selector, while the reverse method reverses the order of elements in a collection. So here's example of unique and reversed. Number second is skip and take. The skip and take method can be used to implement paging in your LINQ queries. So here's example. Third is concat and union. The concat and union methods can be used to merge two collections. So here's example of merging data. Okay, now moving towards performance optimization techniques. There are several techniques to optimize the performance of your LINQ queries. So number one is indexing and partitioning. You can optimize your LINQ queries by using indexing and partitioning techniques, which can significantly improve the performance of your queries, especially when working with large data sets. So this is the example of indexing. Caching results with as enumerable. Using as enumerable, you can cache the results of query to avoid re-executing it multiple times. So these are the cache results. Using caching results will not re-execute the query. Using compile queries can improve performance by caching the query plan for a specific query. This can be especially useful for frequently executed queries. So here's example of compiled query. Okay, now moving towards advanced LINQ to SQL. LINQ to SQL allows you to query relational database using LINQ. So multi-threading and parallelism. LINQ to SQL supports multi-threading and parallelism to improve query performance. Using the as parallel method, you can execute a LINQ query across multiple threads to take advantage of multi-core processor. So this is the example of parallel execution. Okay, the next is querying complex data types. You can use LINQ to SQL to query complex data types such as XML data. So example is querying XML data. So here's example. The next is stored procedure and functions. LINQ to SQL allows you to call stored procedure and functions from your .NET code. This can improve in performance and enable you to reuse existing database logic. So here's example calling a stored procedure. The next is transaction management. LINQ to SQL supports transaction management to ensure data consistency. So here's example of transaction control. So thank you for watching this video. I hope these advanced LINQ queries help you a lot. So don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for latest updates. To joining our course, you can simply go to our website called startuphack.com. Thank you.